Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So, quite an event yesterday. The Charlie Kirk Memorial was held in Phoenix, and Fox was reporting between the people in the stadium, in the overflow, and the people just outside, 300,000.
Yeah. Wow. Incredible, right? Because they had at least 70 in the main stadium.
Right.
And they put 20 in the other one, which is next door there.
And then they maybe had 200,000 just gather outside.
Yeah.
What a test.
At least 100,000 anyway. Sure.
It's crazy. That's amazing.
Sure is.
You ever seen, I don't know that I've seen anything like it. I can't think of a person who's drawn that kind of crowd for something like this.
For something like this, yeah.
And then I don't know what the numbers are on, the broadcast entities, but they have to be huge.
Streaming numbers got to be huge.
Humongous. It's all anybody was talking about in my orbit, in my circle of people. And so pretty impactful. And, amazing on an NFL football day that they were able to pull the numbers they did.
A lot of people may have actually been watching football and had this streaming on their phone.
Really?
While they were watching.
Could that have happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know who.
Yeah.
You don't know who?
Somebody.
But I'm sure there's someone out there that did that.
I'm sure.
There may be more than one someone out there who did that.
Some really, really good speeches. It was a long event.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I mean, when you have the entire Trump administration really speaking, and then a whole bunch of people from, just his inner circle.
Yeah.
That makes for quite an event.
Yes.
I was thinking it'd probably last 2.5 hours. I wasn't prepared for 7.
No.
That was
No.
No, that was amazing. But that's a long time for an audience to sit.
Yeah.
And someone they kept showing all through the broadcast was one Glenn Beck, who's also we're going to spot him here, I guess, in studio.
That, huh?
Sit down. I've been sitting for
for
so long. I've got to continue. This is my natural position now.
Did they made some breaks though, right? There were some intermissions.
Yeah,
where you could get up and move around a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what you saw on TV, but there was about every hour, maybe hour 15, there was like a 5-minute break.
Yeah, a little musical interlude thing. Yeah.
So about 12 times you had a 5-minute break.
It's 5 minute. We're on a 5-minute break now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there concession stands open? Or
yeah, there were.
Was it free, or did they charge you?
Yeah, no, they charged.
Okay.
I saw a lot of people coming down with concessions, and I thought, oh, okay.
No, there was concessions, and it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. And the spirit in the building was, I mean, it was a miracle.
It looked like
it's what you and I have been praying for 30 years, Pat.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a miracle to witness and to see. And the number of people that when you're driving up, we were 9 o'clock, maybe we got there. And the number of people that were walking back towards their car 3 miles away was amazing. There had to be at least 100,000 people that just didn't get in. At least 100.
Yeah. Fox was reporting 300,000 people there.
Yeah, could be
between inside and out.
Yeah.
So
could very well be.
It's an unbelievable event.
Oh, and people were, because we were at a stoplight and people would recognize me and they would say, "We can't get in," and can you get us? Can you get us in? Yeah, I've got extra tickets. Yeah. Where are you from? Well, we drove all the way from Washington State. Met somebody who drove from Michigan. Drove and then couldn't get in. But it was remarkable.
It really was.
Yeah.
I mean, and have you ever seen an event where virtually the entire presidential administration spoke?
No.
I've never heard of anything like that.
No.
That's never happened at the death of a world leader.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Some other country, we send the vice president.
Yeah.
Here you go. Good luck with him. And
well, you
that's
can
it.
tell how instrumental he was, on a lot of things. I mean, he was instrumental in getting J.D. Vance to be the vice president. He was instrumental as, an aide to Trump Jr. During the election. He was, we were talking yesterday that, I'm trying to remember what it was. Something big that we were, the visas,
$100,000.
Yeah. And he was like, he was with Trump. He was like, you can't just do visas and expect to get away. You need more on the other side, on our side. And he was instrumental in that. I think, there was something else that he did that was very non-authoritarian in its nature. And we were talking about it, and I thought they may have killed the guy who was the biggest, most vocal, hey, peace, calm,
Absolutely.
let's be gentle,
Absolutely.
let's not be authoritarian. They may have killed the guy that was actually their best friend.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Pretty ironic, but probably true.
Yeah.
Probably true. And Erika's been incredible through this. I mean, the New York Times interview, I thought she was really, really great in. To be able to stand there and, honor him after just 11, 12 days, that's got to be really difficult. And keep it together.
So she said something that she told me privately last week, and I so wanted to share it, and she kind of shared it last night. So I feel comfortable. I'm not violating any confidence, but without getting graphic, she talked to us about the exit wound. And Tanya and I were there, and, she was, and his pastor said this too, he was dead before he hit the ground.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You could tell.
And
Yes.
the exit wound came right through the spine. So, he was just dead. The minute that bullet hit him, it was lights out. And she said that last night, he went quickly and painlessly, and I found some comfort in that.
Yeah. It is somewhat comforting. I mean, you take whatever we can get at this point.
Yeah.
A lot of people have speculated that there was some sort of
Vest. No.
Yeah, there wasn't though,
No.
was there?
He refused
it didn't
to wear
bounce off a vest into his neck.
No, he refused to wear one.
Yeah.
And they
Probably wouldn't have helped him anyway because the vest doesn't cover your neck.
He met with a priest the night before. He and Erika had dinner with a priest because the threats were so big, and they were deciding whether or not to go. And Charlie was, honey, I'm going to go, and if the Lord's calling me home, the Lord's calling me home. I'm going. And they prayed and prayed and prayed, and she was going to go with him. And she had this feeling that maybe I shouldn't. She said some things had come up, but also she's like, the plane's not going to go down. She just had this bad feeling. She's like, the plane's not going to go down, but I don't know if the plane's going to go down, because he was so clear on that's going to be okay,
Yeah.
But when you have the eternal look that he had, it was okay.
Right.
It was okay.
Yeah, because death's not the worst thing. There's
No.
many worse things than death.
Cowardice.
Yeah. And, I certainly wouldn't have expected something like this to happen in Orem, Utah, on the UVU campus.
And it's funny you talk about how many threats and how big the threats were, and the one that gets through is this one guy, one small guy, one lone, black, lone wolf kind of person.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
Can't go into it because it's federal level. But within the first 30 hours, there were 3 others that were contacted in my position, Charlie's position kind of thing, by federal agencies.
Okay.
And and I don't know the resolve of this yet. I don't know if they have a resolve of this yet, but they were very concerned that there was outside foreign influence.
Really?
Yeah.
To the shooter?
They weren't specific, and you're kind of seeing it play out this way, that it's like internal influence, that you look at the people that knew, online, and everybody seemed to kind of like, hey, something big's going to happen. And I can't put it together myself, and they're working on this, if there is anything. I can't put it together myself that, and how to express it. It was kind of like when I said Obama's a racist, and I was like, no, that's not quite right. He turns out to be,
pretty right.
Pretty right.
Pretty
but,
right.
Go with your gut.
I didn't understand CRT at the time. The same thing. I can't put my finger on it exactly, but there is this underground bubbling, and maybe it's,
Is it a foreign element?
Trantifa. But they were concerned about a foreign element. And we do know that China and Russia were immediately flooding the internet with bots to divide us, calling for civil war, et cetera, et cetera. So that is separate.
Right.
Foreign influence, but they were concerned that there may be foreign influence that are...
Were they specific as to which country they are suspecting?
No.
Because we had reports of at least I read reports of, Al-Qaeda infiltration, but we've heard that for years now.
Yeah. I don't think that's the one they were worried about. I don't know. I mean, this is pure conjecture right now. I just know that they are concerned that others will be hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
Although,
or is it?
Yeah. Well, and
Or is
seeing the outcome of this one may
Protect others.
Yeah.
And I will tell you the bravery of, I'm not going to announce for others, but the bravery of those who are, I know, on the list, that either have or are announcing they are filling in for Charlie is remarkable.
Yeah.
And without hesitation,
Filling in for Charlie, like on the road?
On the road, at the college campus.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're going to keep that going?
She said
Yeah.
she was.
Yeah, they're keeping it going. And they don't know what to do right now except ask some of us,
Yeah.
will you go do it? And my hesitation was, I might suicide vest just myself talking to those people. I don't think I can do it, So I'm announcing today that I'm going to North Dakota, University of North Dakota. Didn't even know they had a university, but going to the University of North Dakota in a couple of weeks. But their security is unbelievable now.
Is it indoors?
It's all indoors.
Yeah,
Everything is
needs to be.
all indoors.
Yeah, this being on the roof stuff has to
Yeah,
stop.
no, it's got to stop.
Yeah.
But there's some others that are announcing that you should just recognize what they're doing. What they're doing.
You mentioned problems at UVU, like the security said that they would take care of the roofs.
I talked to the people in Charlie's detail, and they were very, can you imagine? That's the stuff. What was that movie, that Clint Eastwood movie, In the Line of Fire or something? Movies are made about the guys who are like, I should have been there. I should have done this.
Should have been in front of him.
And they all were like that. His team is I asked my team leader, I said, how good are these guys? And he's like, they are rock solid. They are rock solid. And so they were good. And when I talked to them, or talked to somebody at CPUSA, may not have been the security team, but they said that UVU had promised they had the rooftop. We have it. We have it. You sure you have the rooftop? Yes, we have the rooftops. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. And so it was the university that dropped the ball.
That's either gross negligence or done on purpose. Then
I would like to say it's gross negligence.
Yeah,
but
you'd like to think that.
I'd like to think that.
But that's the best case scenario.
And I do think that.
Yeah.
Although I think this university president is despicable.
Really?
Yeah. It only took her 2 or 3 days before she came out with this statement.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you do that?
Yeah. Heard the campus is very, very divided too.
Oh, I was told that people cheered in classrooms when they found out.
Gosh.
Not all classrooms, but some classrooms
they were
cheered.
cheering on television.
Yeah.
People were cheering on television.
I mean,
the TMZ thing you're talking about?
Yes,
Yeah.
and even just other show hosts were.
Yeah, I know.
Because they couldn't contain their jubilee. Sickening.
It really is sick.
It is.
It really is sick. And then you have the shooter of ABC this week. You had the bomber of Fox 10 days ago. Mm-hmm. You have the shooter of ABC today. You had another shooter, a Palestinian, at a wedding. I think where was it? New Hampshire this weekend.
Yep.
I mean, we were on the
free Palestine.
We were on the plane last night coming home, and somebody asked me, "So, what do you think's happening? Going to happen?" And I said, "I have no idea, and it may just be my understanding of history that makes me say this, but I think there's 2 more. I don't know when, but I think there's 2 more. I hope I'm wrong." And I think in the
2
next...
more attempts on people's lives?
Yeah. And maybe martyrs. Maybe actually killed. And then on top of that, I think we are this week or next week away from beginning to see how nasty the left actually is.
Well,
This is their... I know that.
We've seen a lot.
But this was them on their best behavior. This is them restrained. Only the worst of the worst. Mm-hmm. Once you get past this memorial, once you get past all of this, you're going to see the ones who are not the worst of the worst show up. And they are going to feel like the worst of the worst. I mean, I think they're unhinged and unleashed, the president and our local states cannot tolerate it. We have to make examples out of these without going into some sort of authoritarian kind of rule. But that's
hard, though.
It's going to be a really
tough
hard
line to walk.
Well, when you have shootings and bombings, if they're happening all over the country, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, it feels like all of the hypotheticals that we've discussed in the past are really starting to form in reality. And pray for the nation. Pray for our leaders. And pray for those that are spreading the truth the way Charlie did.
I just think you, me, Megan, Tucker, everybody who's on air needs to say right now, should this happen to me, here's how I want you to react.
Yeah.
Because if it does happen again, people are going to have a really hard time.
Sure are.
I wonder if those planning...
It's a hard time already.
Yeah, I know.
To not have that.
I know.
To open up with hatred.
I know.
You might... it makes me wonder, though, if they might think twice about this because, to me, this has backfired on them.
That's
and
what
if they do it again,
and
it's
the
going to get even...
darkness does not understand.
They don't comprehend the light.
They don't comprehend it.
Yeah.
They don't comprehend. There's just... This makes zero sense. They are... I mean, I don't know because I don't know about possession and everything else. I'm not an exorcist, although I play one on. I'm not an exorcist, so I don't know. But I feel as if there is possession going on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is so evil. These people
they're demons.
They're demons. They're demons that have infected people. I saw this woman on X or Twitter or something last week.
It's in the eyes, man. It's always in the eyes.
Mark of the beast. How long have I said that? That I think the mark of the beast is going to be, you'll see it in the eyes. It'll be totally dead in the eyes, or you will see Christ in the eyes. And that's how we'll know, and they won't.
But I know who you were talking about. The video.
The video of the woman who was cackling?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that was terrifying.
There is, honestly, you're watching that, and there is no other explanation other than there's a demon in this.
You guys saw it?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
my
we didn't
gosh. Pat, you have to see it. It was a demon. She was giddy about, wait until you see what we're going to do next. Wait until you see the death. She was crazy. It was really demon seed stuff.
And was she just somebody making a video?
She was just somebody making a video. I don't think she was anybody important. She was just somebody making a video. And she, but
spooky.
Honestly, spooky stuff.
But that's what differentiates today from, decades ago, because you have access to all of this stuff, and we see all of these crazy possessed people and their plans, and they get to post and become.
And they have been encouraged.
Yeah, they have.
They've been encouraged. The nice thing about yesterday in Phoenix, we left it intact.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single building burned in the entire country in Charlie's name.
I did see a very small area for protesters, which I was surprised about, but they stayed away, and I'm very happy about that. But I didn't think that they would. I didn't think that they would, but there was a very small.
No, but what I'm saying is, when you killed George Floyd, okay? George Floyd was no hero. What happened to him was obscene and wrong,
which we said from the very beginning.
We said from the very beginning, obscene and wrong. With that said, he was no hero.
Right.
He was no hero. And they set the country literally on fire. Charlie Kirk is, I was thinking about this yesterday. We have talked about, I'm sorry for hijacking your show. This is okay. We have been talking about Martin Luther King, you and I, forever. Forever. The guy was a communist. The guy was a philanderer. The guy was not a good guy, okay?
Right. Yeah.
But he did one thing right. Okay?
Yeah.
And he answered God's call on that one thing,
right?
Okay? God will use the most flawed people that are on the earth if no one else will stand up and do it, okay?
Yeah.
Imagine the lies that had to be said at Martin Luther King's memorial of what a good guy he was, what a family man he was, what a decent follower of God he was. You'd have to make these, like, it almost had to have been a gerrymandering of your mind to get to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they lied. Charlie Kirk, you didn't have to tell a single lie. That's who he was, period.
Yeah, it's stunning.
I mean,
and that's why he made such an impression.
An impact,
an impact on the country.
I mean, I watched him.
Incredible.
I watched him, or watched people talk about him yesterday, and I thought, how many people could you say that about, especially that is surrounded by politicians?
Yeah. Not very many.
Not
maybe one, and he's gone now.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. I mean, I could say that about a few of our friends. I know Mike Lee is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Except for the women on the side. What is that?
No, that's sarcastic aspersions.
Oops, did I say that out loud? No, I mean, I know a few people like that.
Yeah.
But Charlie not only was deeply in the battle every day, but he was also constantly preaching Christ and living it.
Yeah.
And living it.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
I don't know about you, but I am like, he's inspired me to up my game. Boy, oh boy. I mean, I thought we've been brave forever by mentioning God on the air. Because in the days that we started doing it,
it wasn't done.
You couldn't say God, let alone Jesus. Remember when we said, okay, we're going to start talking about God, then we'll ease into Jesus. You know what I mean? Charlie was just saying, Jesus wants you. He was Billy Graham.
Yeah.
When I sat with Billy Graham and he said, I used to go on Carson all the time, and he said, when you sit down with somebody, the first thing out of your mouth has got to be, Jesus is your Lord and Savior and Redeemer. And you should turn your life over to Jesus because he saved me and he wants to save you. No matter, he said, no matter if Carson asked me anything, how was your drive over? You know, Jesus is the Redeemer of the world. And he said, because you never know if you'll get another chance to say it. Wow. So you have to say it right at the beginning.
Right then.
You know?
Wow.
What a different world. Charlie said it at the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Yeah.
And he got away with it.
Yes.
And now look at us. When J.D. Vance said yesterday, I have spoken more about the Savior.
Yeah, in the last 2 weeks.
In the last 2 weeks that I've said in my entire career.
Yeah, I mean, in our clips today, our Secretary of State, lays out the gospel in like 1 minute.
Pretty amazing. Marco was really good.
Yeah.
Marco Rubio, I thought.
Marco, what happened to him?
I don't know, but he's kicked into gear, boy. He's been great.
He really has.
Great. I mean, he was fine before.
Yes, he was.
We liked
Marco,
him. Remember?
Yeah, we went to his rally.
We had dinner with her. He was here or something, and we were all driving back going, this is the guy.
Yep.
And he was great as a senator
but
in
he's
Florida.
been
I remember when he ran the first time.
Unbelievable in this role.
Oh, my gosh.
Unbelievable.
You know, I'll tell you, that Trump is, because this is the first time I've ever seen where Trump put the right team together. Again, Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put the right team together. They know they're all in lockstep, and they're moving so fast because it doesn't have to go through a central committee. It started with Trump. He hired the right people, told them exactly how he wants the world to be, and they know what to do. And he's able to just plow through 8 things at a time, and they're all enormous.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons it was so great. He didn't win in 2020.
It is.
Yes.
Yep.
It is.
Because he had 4 years to fix it.
And you had 4 years. You had 4 years to grow Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
And I think that this political assassination of Charlie Kirk may end up having, obviously, a different scope, but a similar situation in that, sure, you want to steal 2020, then Trump 2.0 in 2024 is going to be something that you would have never anticipated on the left. And now you're going to have a million Charlie Kirks after his murder that otherwise we would have been like, Charlie's got it. We can just relax now. You don't like my
urge
analogy?
you to, yes, I do, and I think you're right, but I would urge you to remember Nelson Mandela. Look at South Africa today. Without somebody to step into the void, it goes away quickly. As fast as it comes, it goes away quickly.
Okay, but I also would never start an analogy of Charlie Kirk and Nelson Mandela at the same time. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
In what way?
Well, I would say that Charlie Kirk's message, as you made it very clear, was quite Christ-focused from start to finish. And maybe Nelson Mandela was, and I'm just not familiar.
No, Nelson Mandela.
But
no,
that's more of a
Charlie
political
was,
movement, whereas Charlie Kirk is political and spiritual.
But it was a love movement.
Okay.
Nelson Mandela he was not Christ-centered, but it was a love your neighbor, don't be violent. It was that. And there is a difference. You're right. There is a difference because Christ is the ultimate power of love. And so when you're centered on that, it's easy. But he really had transformed South Africa into a loving country for as much as that country has ever
more
been.
Of a secular angle,
Correct.
as opposed to if he had been preaching Jesus the way Charlie Kirk did.
And there's more power in that, so you're right.
Then now it's going to all fall apart for South Africa, as we've seen. And
Going to?
and that's what I'm saying.
It's evil.
What I'm saying is, in the death of that leader, where his movement wasn't based on Jesus, we see what happens with that country.
Right.
As opposed
Right.
to
It's like the American Revolution as opposed to the French Revolution.
It is up to us,
based in God.
It's up to us. There is a
it
vacuum right now.
Yep.
And it's
Gotta
up
be
to
filled.
us to stand up.
Got to be filled.
Yep.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you.
888-900-3393. We'll get into the comments from our world leaders at the memorial coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know what? We all know there's a whole bunch of choices when it comes to who you choose for cell phone service, and there's new ones dropping all the time. But the truth is, there's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American who believes freedom is worth fighting for, and that is Patriot Mobile. That's why we've been telling you about them for decades now. At least a decade, right? It's got to be 10 years.
Yeah.
Not only are they the leading the way in the red economy, but Patriot Mobile also outgains the competition when it comes to technology. They're one of the only carriers with access to all three major networks. That means exceptional nationwide coverage, plus the ability to have multiple numbers on different networks on a single smartphone. They also offer unlimited data plans, mobile hotspots, international roaming, internet backup, and a lot more. Switching is easier than ever. You activate in just minutes from the comfort of your own home. You can keep your number if you want, keep your phone, or you could upgrade. But whatever you decide to do, it's time to make that switch finally. There's no hassle. It's really easy. You pay less, and you support your own values. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT. Use the promo code PAT for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
Pat Gray Unleashed is back.
President Trump and Elon Musk were together yesterday for a minute, at least. Had a nice moment, it seemed. There they are. Up in the...
Looks genuinely excited to see
the
Elon
booth.
roll
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Look at
Look
pats
fine.
him on the leg.
That's nice. That's a familiar moment.
I know.
Little pat on the thigh there. That's good.
Gives him a little elbow.
Yep. And is that Dana
Yeah, it looks like
White?
Dana White,
Yeah.
But look, they're talking. I mean, that's not happening. I mean, that's in the name of Charlie right there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it sure is.
Yeah.
It sure is.
And there they are posted on social media right there.
Charlie Kirk's account, man.
Wow. That's great.
And then even Elon posted as well.
Did
for
he?
Charlie.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Good stuff, man.
They got similar hand gestures right there as they sit.
Yeah.
You like to see it. You like
Must
to see
be
those two getting along.
You do.
That must be some sort of sign.
Yeah, it's right. Exactly.
Some sort of
White
sign.
supremacists.
Gotta be. Has to be.
If it's not yet, it will be by
It
close
will.
of business today on the left.
Sure will. So let's get to some of the audio from the event yesterday. There were some great speakers. Ben Carson did a good job. Here's some of what he had to say.
Have you noticed that a lot of preachers don't want to talk about what's in the Bible if it's counter to the social gospel? Mm-hmm. Well, I challenge the ministers out there to talk about what the Bible says and not what the leftists say.
Amen.
Exactly.
And get on board of the revival that is coming. We are not going to be able to stop it. You see evidence of it right here in the stadium. We're all going to be a part of it. I love the fact that Erika is going to take over, and we're going to grow the Turning Point to a very significant level. And I want us all to remember, you cannot be the land of the free if you're not the home of the brave. You got to stand up for what you believe in.
Right. Yeah. Then there was a slightly different tone with this particular speaker. Here's Stephen Miller.
Oh, no.
Erika stands on the shoulders of thousands of years of warriors, of women who raised up families, raised up city, raised up industry, raised up civilization, who pulled us out of the caves and the darkness into the light. The light will defeat the dark. We will prevail over the forces of wickedness and evil. They cannot imagine what they have awakened. They cannot conceive of the army that they have arisen in all of us. Because we stand for what is good, what is virtuous, what is noble. And to those trying to incite violence against us, those trying to foment hatred against us, what do you have? You have nothing. You are nothing. You are wickedness. You are jealousy. You are envy. You are hatred. You are nothing. You can build nothing. You can produce nothing. You can create nothing.
Nothing.
We are the ones who build.
I guess that.
We are the ones who create. We are the ones who lift up humanity. You thought you could kill Charlie Kirk? You have made him immortal. You have immortalized Charlie Kirk. And now millions will carry on his legacy.
Yeah. A little different tone than Ben Carson.
Same message,
Same message.
different way of saying it.
Right.
He didn't challenge any preachers. Specifically.
Wow. He is a force of nature, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Stephen Miller, no matter where he is, who he's talking to, what the occasion, he's a force of nature. You know who else was great was Marco Rubio, as we talked about with Glenn. Rubio's been terrific in this role.
Little Marco has been good.
Awesome. And here's what he had to say yesterday.
Maybe 10 or 12 years ago, a person I knew very well, had been very helpful to me in my campaigns when I was in the Senate, came to me and said she had met this very impressive young man. And he was going to start this group to go on college campuses and try to convince young Americans that ours is the greatest country in the history of the world and that Marxism was bad. And I remember thinking back then, I'm going to admit to you guys, I was a little skeptical. I said, college campuses, you're going to do that? Why don't you start somewhere easier, like, for example, communist Cuba, you know? But my skepticism was proven wrong. He was also bold. It is so easy. And listen, I've been guilty of it. I think many of us have been guilty of this. You hide behind the walls and you surround yourself with people that agree with you. We do it as a society all the time. Increasingly, people are moving into neighborhoods with other people that agree with them politically and isolate themselves from people that do not agree with them. But Charlie Kirk was bold. He actively sought out to engage peacefully, respectfully, those who he disagreed with. As recently as 2 days ago, we learned of one of the hosts on CNN who said that one of the messages he had gotten just a few days before Charlie's passing was from him, inviting him to dialogue. And he did this on campuses, he did this on podcasts, he did this on radio shows, he did this on television shows. Time and again, he sought to engage those he disagreed with because he understood that we were not created to isolate ourselves from one another, but to engage. The irony in all this is that what our nation needs, one of the many things it needs, is the ability to discuss our differences openly, honestly, peacefully, respectfully. And Charlie Kirk did that more than anyone alive in America today is doing.
And that was ripped out of our soul.
Yep. Really nicely done, though. That's the right tone right there, I think. Marco had it. And he's been just so good in this role. Not that he was bad before. It's just that he's definitely exceeded my expectations for pretty much everything he's done. He also talked about the gospel and sharing
We
it.
were all created, every single one of us, before the beginning of time, by the hands of the God of the universe, an all-powerful God, who loved us and created us for the purpose of living with him in eternity. But then sin entered the world and separated us from our Creator. And so God took on the form of a man and came down and lived among us. And he suffered like men. And he died like a man. But on the third day, he rose unlike any mortal man. And then, and to prove any doubters wrong, he ate with his disciples so they could see, and they touched his wounds. He didn't rise as a ghost or as a spirit, but as flesh. And then he rose to the heaven, but he promised he would return. And he will. And when he returns, because he took on that death, because he carried that cross, we were freed from the sin that separated us from him. And when he returns, there will be a new heaven and a new earth, and we will all be together, and we are going to have a great reunion there again with Charlie and all the people we love. Thank you, and God bless you.
Wow. Yeah, that's what you're going to hear from the left, is that was... He's violating the church and state clause in the Constitution that doesn't exist. Separation of church and state. Same tone is the posse comitatus people. Same tone. It's just so obnoxious. But that is interesting to hear from the Secretary of State.
Sure is.
Is it not? Wow. That's amazing. But again, there were just a bunch of really amazing people and amazing speeches yesterday. I loved what Larry Arnn had to say from Hillsdale College. He was great. His initial donor, Rebecca Dunn, was terrific. You know, she mentioned at the very beginning, it was just heart-wrenching, that Charlie had agreed to speak at her husband's memorial. Instead, she was there yesterday speaking at his. Oh. Powerful. Oof. Crushing. But she was great. Larry Arnn was great. We're going to get into what J.D. Vance and President Trump and Erika had to say coming up here in a minute. First, let me tell you about Miracle Made Sheets. It's that time of year where the weather's a little unpredictably hot or unreasonably cold, depending on where you are. So if you wake up too hot or too cold, you need to check out Miracle Made Sheets. They're inspired by NASA, using silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. Miracle Made Sheets are self-cleaning, they're antibacterial, and they prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth. They even require up to 3 times less laundry. And on top of that, they're incredibly comfortable, luxurious quality without the really high price tag. So they feel just as nice, if not nicer, than the sheets you'd find at a 5-star hotel. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save another 20% off. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. There's no risk here. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made Sheets. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat. Use the promo code PAT and get your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Pat.
Pat Gray returns.
Yes, it does. And welcome to it. So J.D. Vance was also there. Again, such an incredible event where you had everybody there. Did they have a designated survival?
I was just going to ask you that,
set
Pat.
aside for survivor? I mean, you would think.
They have to.
They'd have to, right?
Would have had to. Right.
Yeah. I mean, because the whole administration is there. Incredible. But here's what J.D. Vance had to say.
You know, I can't help but think that they tried to silence my friend Charlie Kirk. They tried to silence our dear friend Charlie Kirk. And tonight, we speak with Charlie and for Charlie louder than ever. The evil murderer who took Charlie from us expected us to have a funeral today, and instead, my friends, we have had a revival in celebration of Charlie Kirk and of his Lord Jesus Christ.
Wow. Just the unashamed, unabashed, unapologetic mentioning of the full name, that's Jesus Christ, it's almost jarring, because
we've never heard
up until now, we've never heard it like this.
No, we have not.
Just people proudly proclaiming on national television, government officials,
internet streaming
just
around the world.
Just saying it, which is great.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's really something. President Trump was obviously there, too. You knew this was going to be a long event when we were, 2.5 hours into it, and they started to show in picture-in-picture the arrival of President Trump at the Phoenix airport. I'm like, okay, he's just rolling up. So that's going to take him, 45 minutes to get there, to get seated, then go up to the podium. This is a long event. That's when it first hit me. It's about 2 hours in. But here's what President Trump had to say in part.
Charles James Kirk was heinously murdered by a radicalized, cold-blooded monster for speaking the truth that was in his heart.
Oh, nothing.
He was violently killed because he spoke for freedom and justice, for God and country, for reason and for common sense. He was assassinated because he lived bravely, he led boldly, and he argued brilliantly without apology. He did what was right for our nation. And so on that terrible day, September 10th, 2025, our greatest evangelist for American liberty became immortal. Mm-hmm. He's a martyr now for American freedom. I know I speak for everyone here today when I say that none of us will ever forget Charlie Kirk, and neither now will history. Because while Charlie has been reunited with his Creator in heaven, his voice on earth will echo through the generations, and his name will live forever in the eternal chronicle of America's greatest patriots. He will live forever.
All right. President Trump's thoughts. We're going to get to what Erika had to say, too, coming up here after the break. But this was powerful. And then, of course, you see the other side of this equation, and you see how despicable and vile the left is and can be. And it's frightening. It's frightening. Shows you what we're up against right now. It's going to take a massive revival in this country to ever bring us back together again. Because there's a divide.
And it's going to be the most important time is going to be right now. Because if it's like 9/11 in a couple of weeks, we'll be at each other's throats again.
Right.
And
true.
Nothing good will have come from this.
Yeah. And
so this is the important time.
We've mentioned before, too, in the immediate aftermath of 9/11, and we said it all the time, countries change forever. And the country was changed for about 2 weeks. Maybe 2 months if you stretch it out a little bit. There might have been 2 months of fairly goodwill. But it started just 2 weeks later with the Democrats. And then it got worse than ever after that. It's not as bad as today, but worse than ever up to that point.
Yeah.
All right, we'll hear from Erika and what she had to say yesterday coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here.
Yep.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
Tweet here from Hee Haw the Viking. I think it's about time for Jeffy to ease into Jesus. Amen? Amen. Amen.
I am a soldier in the army of the Lord.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, and then you also do your little scriptures every morning, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So why don't you... Who was that again?
Hee Haw the Viking.
Yeah, Hee Haw the Viking.
Yeah.
I'll pray for you. Okay, get off me.
You can quote him on that.
Thank
Get
you.
off me. I'll pray for you.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Geographic-tongued thought criminal. It's good to see Trump and Elon talking again. Whether or not they get back together depends on if they can learn to love again.
Yeah. It's about the kids.
Yeah, right.
It's all about the kids.
We'll see. Dr. Spoon's Charlie's Memorial was the Lee Greenwood of funerals.
And Lee was there.
And Lee
was there. He was awesome. I smiled from ear to ear.
Well, you had to, because
Lee Greenwood.
I mean, remnants of West Virginia came rolling back into my mind.
It was. And Trump came out to speak, and Lee said, "I'm still singing.
Yeah.
Why don't you just back out down?"
So he had just finished in Huntington, West Virginia.
Wow.
And caught the flight
Showed up in
to Phoenix. And there he was. But we've got to play what Erika had to say. Erika, who is now taking over, or has already taken over, Turning Point USA. So here she comes.
Wow, look at that. Lot
just
of love
incredible,
there.
yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Just entering the arena.
Right.
This was the reaction. So great.
place for this.
She seems to feel like Charlie maybe foresaw this.
Yeah.
And prepared her for what's to come, for the huge responsibility she's taking on now. I mean, Turning Point is gigantic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, it is.
It's huge.
And he was the force.
Yep. All the things he did, all the places he went, the traveling. It's just
amazing.
It's incredible.
All those people,
How
you
did
say
he
that.
do it?
All those people talk about, I got a text from him. He would text me.
Right.
I'm thinking,
when did this guy sleep? That's what my wife was asking during.
Yeah.
When did he ever sleep?
And now the stories they tell about him, starting at 5 a.m. and going to bed at 11. I'm like, I don't think so. Maybe
it was longer than that.
Maybe he got up at 5, but I don't think he was going to bed at 11. I mean, all these people talk about he would text me a scripture every day, or he would say, "Hey, you've got this," and I'm thinking, my gosh, man,
I know,
just amazing.
It's incredible. When did you have time to sit down and watch a football game?
Yeah,
did he ever?
I think he did. Or at least he would have it on the side, right? Because he was a big Oregon fan.
Learned that he was an Oregon fan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well,
and they had a great game.
There's one of his
flaws.
One of his flaws. Yeah, Oregon fan.
Yeah, well,
Ick.
Not everybody could be a ranked number 20th Missouri Tiger fan.
My Cougars are catching up now.
I know.
Finally ranked.
25th.
Finally.
Keith, how's Nebraska?
Why don't you back off? Can you back off for me? Do we have more clips to play?
You know what? Everybody I know is rooting for him, too. Everybody wants him to come back for you, Keith. We all want that comeback.
When you say everybody?
For me.
Except for Jeffy.
Jeffy just wants him to come back. Doesn't care about me.
But they put up a good fight against Michigan.
30-27.
They have lost, was it 26 ranked teams in a row? Oof. Ouch.
I know, big time ouch.
Ouch.
Again,
congratulations
I'm going to repeat the line.
Congratulations.
Why don't you just back off?
Congratulations on your over 400 sellouts.
1962.
That's impressive.
That is, yeah.
Especially when they've been on hard times and they continue to show up every week. Every weekend.
I mean, it's
awesome.
Nebraska, what do you got to do?
Yeah,
we're like an
true.
abused spouse.
Man.
That's what we are.
All right, so here is... just some incredible things that Erika Kirk had to say.
Oh, did you want to play? Yeah. So this is stunning.
Incredible.
It sure is, man.
I mean, it's not 2 weeks yet, right? Tomorrow Wednesday.
Wednesday is 2 weeks.
Wednesday is 2 weeks. Here's what she had to say about the killer already.
Man.
Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive him.
You knew she would. You knew she would.
And will her kids?
Powerful. Yeah. I mean, that's what's asked of us as Christians.
Yes.
But the speed at which she got there is mind-boggling. I don't know that I could do the same in that amount of time. I mean, you hope that over time, I'm going to work to forgive that person.
Right.
It's less than 2 weeks later, and she has forgiveness in her heart for him. And she was asked about, I don't know if this was the New York Times interview that she did. She asked, "Will you be asking prosecutors to pursue the death penalty?"
Oh, right.
And she's like, "I'm not getting into that. Let the state handle that. I'm not doing that at all."
That's not me.
She said she didn't want the killer's blood on her ledger.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That was the New York Times interview, right?
I think so.
Pretty powerful. She is something else. And what is she? She's got to be around 30, right? She's not very old.
Yeah.
She's about his age, I would suspect. But
36.
Oh, she's a little older than him.
Ooh. Is that right? Is that actually
She'll
true?
be 37 in November, Jeffy.
Holy cow.
What else you got in front of you over there, Pat?
Dude, what a wicked move.
No kidding.
You gotta be kidding
Why
me.
have we invited this guy into the studio?
We haven't invited him anywhere.
Oh, man.
Dude, keep that to yourself. I thought I was. I'm sorry.
No.
Hell, it's happening.
So ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I mean, good for her.
Thank you for
Good
ruining
her.
a very
Good for
powerful,
her. Thank you.
very spiritual,
Yes.
wonderful moment of forgiveness. That was perfect, Jeffy. But wise beyond her years. I don't at 30 or 36 or 46.
No question.
You
Holy
know,
cow.
Incredible. That's because again, that is so hard to do.
She's got the world on her shoulders right now.
Yeah, she
and
does.
she definitely has, as a strong amount of the world, lifting her up as well.
I hope she's got really good people around her.
Absolutely.
She seems to.
Yeah, she does.
The first guy who spoke, was it Mike McCoy, who is the leader at Turning Point now, one of them?
Mikey McCoy. Yeah, that's how he was introduced. Yes.
Yeah, he seems really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very young, but really good. And, Charlie just found good people to work with. And obviously that's how they've gotten where they are today.
Yeah.
So how they've gone from, Rebecca Dunn talked about the $50,000 initial investment. Actually, Charlie put up $25,000 because he went out and got some extra donors. And she said, we'll pay the other half.
If you can get the
if
first
you can
half.
get the first half, which he did in 2 days.
Right.
Which is pretty impressive. But it's gone from $50,000 investment to almost $100 million a year. Incredible. So they've done an incredible job. Obviously, they've got great people there. Then we get to the political left. Oof. There's an influencer named Destiny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to skip the politicians like AOC and all that stuff. Where's Destiny here? Yeah, I've never heard of this guy until the fallout from the Kirk murder.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
What did he post? Put up the tweet.
He put up, this Charlie Kirk memorial is indistinguishable from a Nazi rally.
Are you?
And anyone who wants to pretend it's not. And F anybody who wants to pretend it's not.
Okay.
Good gosh.
So this
Are
next
you
clip
serious
of this guy. This is before the shooting, right? Do we know? Can we play that clip? Because I mean, he's indistinguishable from before or after the shooting.
Conservatives have been disgusting for years, which is why I don't give a about anybody that winds up at any of these rallies and gets shot or whatever okay, because they had no problem making fun of Paul Pelosi. The entire world would be better off if these people were permanently removed from these platforms. Like, there is no downside and only upside to see people like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Tim Pool never be allowed to publicly broadcast their opinions ever again. It's exclusively bad stuff that happens.
And we're the bad guys.
Yeah, right.
And we're the bad guys.
Exactly.
Wow.
Oof. So we got him afterward now as well.
Yeah.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear.
Was that before or after? Do we know?
That was after.
That was after. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, he had an event, though, this weekend.
This guy?
Yeah.
This Destiny guy had an event.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're about to see the stark contrast between a Charlie Kirk event and a Destiny event. But now the people that showed up here were in support of Charlie Kirk here, and they heckled him.
Charlie Kirk's life mattered.
Charlie Kirk's life mattered.
I'm sorry.
Kirk's fans want revenge. What do we do? And
you know what's so interesting as a black man? One thing I noticed about Charlie Kirk's death, there wasn't rioting in the streets like it was after George Floyd.
Thank you. Thank you.
Charlie Kirk's death. And it's so interesting that you want to cherry pick and nitpick and use odd examples that benefit you, but you deliberately want to have blind vision to see that the radical left ideology that has been influencing this country for the past 20 years led to the death of Charlie Kirk.
Why did the DOJ remove from their website the study on radical, politically inspired violence over the past decade?
I have no knowledge.
You don't know anything about that?
No. Okay. I have no knowledge.
I think transgenders should be able to own guns.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's
You
an American
guess?
Second Amendment right, yeah.
You
sure.
guess?
It's a Second Amendment right, no?
Why do they keep on shooting schools then?
Well, they aren't the most
Them, they, whatever you want to call it, why the
from owning guns?
Do you think that being transgender is a mental illness?
I don't have an opinion on it for this audience right now.
Do you think?
Do you think most school shooters were white men?
It's all part of the narrative, dude.
Yeah, the narrative.
It's all part of the narrative, and you know it.
Go ahead, preach. We're in church
you
right
know
now.
It.
Go ahead.
They said that the guy that shot Charlie was a Republican.
Can you answer me
He
this?
wasn't.
If trans people are such effective assassins, why did we kick them all out of the military?
Looking at this one right here, I want to give this thing a gun.
Dude, get the out of here. Get this loser out of here. Are you serious? Why are you pointing out people in the audience and bullying people? Are you serious?
And this is the kind of people that Destiny attracts in his events, as opposed to
and there's
Charlie
what
Kirk.
Dozens, 24 people, maybe 24 people at the event, not 300,000.
And I think most were there to disagree with him. Actually,
looked like it. Oh man.
Yep.
Seriously.
So I don't know who this guy is, but
wonderful guy.
He's
Seriously wonderful guy.
He does not
Seems
look like a wonderful guy at all.
You don't think so?
He doesn't look like he's fun at all.
Would you like to have him over for Thanksgiving dinner? Because you won't have Tom Homan over.
sit him next to
Would you
Tom
have
Homan,
Destiny
Jeffy.
over and Tom maybe some night?
That would be fun.
Be fun, wouldn't it?
Now, both of them?
Yeah.
Yes. The answer to that is yes.
Can we just
I'd like to see
stop
that.
for a moment.
I'd pay to see that.
What self-respecting guy wants to go by the name Destiny? That sounds like a stripper's name. What are we doing here?
Yeah. I thought it was going to be a female. And surprise.
Knock off downgrading stripper names, I'll tell you that. We could talk about that.
And there he is again.
Yeah, there he is again. The wonderful, talented, lovely Jeff Fisher. If there's something we all believe in, it's hard work, self-reliance, showing up for people who count on us. But if you're spending your nights tossing and turning and dragging through the day on fumes, it's time to break that cycle. That's where Beam's Dream Powder comes in. Proudly founded in America, Dream is a science-backed nighttime blend with reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. So there's not a bunch of drugs here that are going to make you, it's not going to become habit forming. It helps you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed. After a week of taking Beam, you'll notice more energy, more focus, and more patience. No shortcuts, just no junk science, just science-backed ingredients, and 17.5 million better nights of sleep have already occurred thanks to Beam's Dream Powder. Plus, it's delicious. That's not a bad thing either. It tastes really good. It's only 15 calories. This is something I turn to when I need help getting to sleep and staying asleep. Beam is giving my listeners right now the ultimate Patriot discount up to 40% off. So try their best-selling Dream Powder today. Go to shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat at checkout. That's shop, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat. Promo code Pat for up to 40% off. Sleep better, wake up stronger, and be unstoppable.
If you like what you hear, find more at youtube.com/Pat Gray.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, That's right, my friend.
Okay.
888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Gosh, should we play?
I don't know, man. They're there if you want them.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Or do you want to come back if we have time later?
I was just here babbling on the floor.
It's tough.
Yes, it's on
we're
the
just
House
trying
floor.
to honor someone that we love and appreciate. But, the Democrats,
they're making it tough.
They can't even just act human for 5 minutes.
She does say that she feels sorry for the family, though, right? She did say that.
Ooh, did she throw out that
part.
little?
She
no,
did.
I'm sorry. We had to
speck of
heavily
something?
edit her clips because most of it was lies about Charlie.
Oh, yeah, that's no doubt about that.
Wow.
So we just took a little chunk of it, if you want it. I don't even know. Now that you say, I don't even know.
Here she is.
Okay.
Resolution only underscores the majority's recklessness by choosing to author this condemnation and honoring on a purely partisan basis. Instead of
Pause
uniting
it.
Congress.
Is this about the Ilhan Omar
No, this
thing?
is no. This is about Charlie Kirk.
This is really, oh my gosh.
This is about
really?
the resolution for Charlie Kirk. We're just trying to honor our dead.
Unbelievable. All right, let her go.
In this tragedy, with one of the many bipartisan options to condemn political violence and Kirk's murder, as we did with the late Melissa Hortman. Instead, the majority proceeded with a resolution that brings great pain to the millions of Americans who endured segregation, Jim Crow, and the legacy
She knows
of bigotry
nothing of what
today.
No, she doesn't.
At all.
No, she does not.
There's nothing to it. I mean, there's with minimal work, she could find what actually was said by this man.
Oh, she does. She's not interested, though. She doesn't care about the truth.
And so the next clip, I mean, is someone equally repulsive is Elon Omar.
I think more repulsive even than AOC.
Okay.
Yeah, because AOC wants to try to run for president.
Well, so Elon Omar, though, fresh off of her victory handed to her by 4 Republicans that voted to let her off the hook.
Yep.
Right.
For her comments and her post.
Here she is.
I just think it was the video where it called him Dr. Frankenstein and said his monster shot him through the neck. I mean, obviously this is a person, and looking at this is someone who was a husband and a father, and in the days after his shocking death, that happened as a result of his views, or it happened as a result as he was sharing his views publicly with people.
CNN trying to give her an out.
People found it jarring to hear such criticism of that in the immediate aftermath.
Okay, here's your chance to be a human.
What I find jarring is that there's so many people willing to excuse the most reprehensible things that he said, that they agree with that they're willing to have
Like what?
monuments.
Give me an example. Give me an example. Name one reprehensible thing.
And that they want to
I can't
produce
take it.
resolutions.
Did you see that there was one of her friends from the past that said, from Somalia, yeah, she was married to her brother.
Yeah, of course.
They're trying, in an effort to, they've hidden all of those records, and they're trying to cover that up because it's illegal. But she did it, and even her close friend from that time period has said, yeah, she did it. She married him for immigration purposes.
Yeah, I mean,
man, doesn't matter. I guess she's never going to pay for the immigration fraud that she perpetrated on America. I guess she'll never have to pay for that. That's just perfectly fine. We're going to completely ignore it. Meanwhile, there's Van Jones. I mean, 12 years ago when we were talking about Van Jones, 15 years ago when we talked about him, who would have guessed that he would occasionally be a voice of reason in the wilderness? And he has been. He's been conciliatory on some issues. He's been trying to say, look, okay, let's calm down on this stuff a little bit. And he'll give credit where credit is due, not to the extent of, say, the reset John Fetterman, not to Bill Maher extent maybe, but every once in a while.
Still in that window, though.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Absolutely.
You'll get something like this out of him.
Hey guys, I've decided I'm going to do something. I'm going to share something personal that I wasn't sure I was going to share. But I think it's important.
Yeah,
Charlie Kirk and I were not friends at all. In fact, the last week of his life, we were beefing hard, beefing online, beefing on air. But the day before he died, he did something that shocked me. He sent me a personal message calling for personal dialogue, wanted me to come on his show. He said we could be gentlemen together. He said we could deal with our disagreements agreeably. And in the past week and a half, just watching people talk about civil wars and censorship and all this stuff coming out of his death, I just thought it was important to let people know, don't put that on Charlie Kirk.
Thank you.
Because the last day of his life, he was reaching out to have not more censorship, more conversation, more dialogue with somebody who honestly was one of his adversaries, me. And I just want to share that with the world. And I hope that maybe it might help somebody on both sides deal with issues more like he did.
You know, he didn't have to do that.
No, he did not.
He could have kept that to himself and just buried that forever. But he shared it. I really appreciate that. That's nice. That's a great gesture.
Yes.
To show, Charlie was a good guy. He was reaching out. He wanted to have dialogue. He's not about violence. He's not about hatred. If he were, he wouldn't have invited Van Jones on his show. That's for sure. But, with the left, none of this matters. Because to them, this is a both sides issue. According to those who are on the side of the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk, shot President Trump, tried to assassinate Brett Kavanaugh, tried to assassinate Trump again, murdered school kids in Minnesota, shot Steve Scalise, firebombed Governor Shapiro. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Murdered school children in Nashville. Burned an elderly Jewish woman to death in Colorado. Murdered a couple at the Jewish embassy in D.C. Seized campus buildings. Held janitors hostage, you might remember, at NYU. Assaulted students on campus who appeared Jewish. Ambushed ICE officers here in Dallas. Shot an officer in the neck. Assassinated FBI officer David Underwood. Assassinated the UHC Health CEO.
Yeah.
Cheered the murder of over 1,200 citizens on October 7th. Murdered school kids in Colorado in 2019. Injured over 700 police officers during the 2020 riots.
Wow.
Murdered retired police captain David Dorn. Murdered a 16-year-old boy in Chaz. Remember Chaz?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Burned down Minneapolis. Firebombed a Washington ICE center. Murdered 6 people in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Assassinated 5 Dallas officers in 2016. Assassinated 3 police officers in Baton Rouge in 2016. And now, what? When will this ever stop? It's getting pretty frightening.
No kidding.
Pretty sad. But it's the right, because we broke some windows at the Capitol building.
Both sides.
Yeah, both sides.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Oh, man. Remember who was almost president a few months ago?
No.
A little less than a year ago? Man.
Did you have time to make it through her book this weekend?
Oh, I tried, but couldn't quite even care to pick it up.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I didn't even know.
So no is
So
the
I'll
answer,
not
is what
be
you-
reading 107 Days to Lose the Election or whatever she calls it. But here's a Kamala Harris tweet from this past weekend when she said, what we are witnessing is an outright abuse of power. This administration is attacking critics and using fear as a weapon to silence anyone who would speak out. Media corporations, from television networks to newspapers, are capitulating to these threats. We cannot dare to be silent or complacent in the face of this frontal assault on free speech. We, the people, deserve better.
She doesn't like people being silenced.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, so this is
great.
Okay.
She's a big free speech advocate.
Right.
We all know that, right?
Well, let's take a trip down memory lane.
This is all about the Kimmel firing?
I'm sure.
Kimmel suspension.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't been fired yet. That's surprising
Correct.
to me. I expect that announcement anytime now. And here's one of her tweets from 2019.
What?
Look, let's be honest. Donald Trump's Twitter account should be suspended.
Wait a minute, I thought you liked free speech and stuff.
Let's be honest.
No censorship.
Oh, okay. Then she, of course, had big plans for the Department of Justice.
Yes, she did.
And will put the Department of Justice of the United States back in the business of justice. We will double the Civil Rights Division and direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. We will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms because they have a responsibility
to what?
To help fight against this threat to our democracy.
Holy crap.
And if you profit off of hate, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation or cyber warfare, if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable as a community.
Don't be threatening us.
Okay.
She's deaf.
This is exactly why.
That's 6 months ago.
Donald Trump was elected, one of the many reasons. But B, we've got to be careful here. We're not doing the same.
Correct.
And really, if you don't care about them being the recipients of a crackdown on free speech, it will be us soon.
Yes, yeah.
Either in 28 or 32, sometime down the road, there's going to be a Democrat elected, and they're going to come after us.
Yeah, I mean, that clip's from, last year? I mean, that was her plan for our America.
Right.
If she
was going to crack down.
Absolutely.
It's frightening.
It absolutely is. I mean,
we can't do this.
Telegraph everything. And then when they're on the other side, like you said, here we go.
Look out.
Buckle up.
You think they'd allow us to stay on the air?
Hell no.
No.
Not a chance.
Nope. We say way too many things they don't appreciate. And they can't respond to it because they don't have the truth on their side. We do. Which is why we're the right and they're the wrong left.
And they're over there.
Yeah,
over
right.
there.
We're right. They're
over
wrong. So they can't defend their positions because their positions are indefensible. And so they'll just try to shut people down. They'll try to shut us all down. So we can't do it to them. You know, this hate speech thing has to simmer down. Okay, let's stop with the hate speech nonsense. Can we please?
Please.
Meanwhile, the Jimmy Fallon fallout continues. They act as if.
Kimmel.
I mean, why do I keep saying Fallon? Jimmy Kimmel fallout continues. And they act as if Donald Trump personally fired him. You know, like
this is the narrative.
Like you're fired,
right? Like the show he did. Yeah. He didn't. He can't. Was there a little bit of a hint out there from the FCC? Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But Donald Trump did not do this.
And the gloat fest from Donald Trump after was, I didn't like that.
That's why it's unproductive for him to do that.
Now, understand, though, in Kamala Harris's America, Donald Trump is kicked off of X.
Right.
Yeah, and he was.
Yeah, and the FCC is doing a hell of a lot more than just throwing out some innuendos and threats.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot more.
For sure. But Rand Paul discussed the FCC over the weekend.
What you are seeing right now from the president himself, do you think he's doing that? Is he protecting free speech?
Well, actually, it has occurred all throughout government. The Department of Homeland Security is no longer sending officers to Twitter to talk to them about taking.
But what about what President Trump is saying?
The FBI is no. Well, I can't control everything the president says, and I don't think that having the FCC weigh in on licenses is right. I will fight that.
Right.
But I can tell you that throughout government, the censorship apparatus that Biden had put in place is gone. I actually have a bill to try to do that through legislation, but I can tell you throughout the Trump administration, they have stopped doing it. Now, it doesn't always match the words you're hearing now. I think people are raw, they're unhappy, they're angry. We're mourning the loss of Charlie Kirk, and we find it despicable what these people are saying. So some people think, well, let's resort to government. I'm not one of those people, but I also do think there are other ways that people can be let go, and Kimmel could be let go simply because of his contract, not making enough money or saying something that defies the code of conduct.
Right.
So there's a lot of reasons he could be let go. It would have been much better if the FCC would have stayed out of it.
Yeah, it would.
He was the designated survivor.
Rand
Paul?
Well, it was Rand Paul.
He was the designated survivor.
He wasn't there.
I didn't see him there.
No? He's not the designated survivor?
We'll explain civics to Jeffy during the break.
Thank you.
Okay.
I believe
it's not a senator. It can't be a senator.
I believe it was the HUD.
Yeah.
If you try to stop Rand Paul from being president if something bad happened, just watch.
Let me ask you a question. Where was Kiefer Sutherland?
Thank you.
know?
Where was he?
Not there.
He was not there.
So
I can say
so
that.
Kiefer can become, but not Rand Paul.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
I see how that works.
Do you not know how the government structure works?
All right.
What the heck?
He played a guy who was a designated survivor, so he's the next in line.
Who was the HUD?
Man, you're
He
stupid.
was HUD. He was HUD.
Yes.
Dumb. Do we have to explain everything?
They demonstrated this in a show that went on for years to explain it to people like you.
And then they rebooted it and put it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
What does it take for you to get something through that thick skull?
And let's be honest.
Come on.
When it got to Netflix, it sucked.
Shh, we don't talk about that.
It was so
one.
good on ABC. Okay, so that was Senator Rand Paul.
Yeah.
Senator Ted Cruz, who does his own show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he spent quite a bit of time explaining
he did.
the situation.
We're going to get to that in just a second. But first, let me take a moment. to thank you for watching and listening to the show, because it's because of you that we're able to keep doing this every day. Blaze TV exists because people like you refuse to settle for watered-down coverage, endless spin, and clickbait headlines that mislead instead of inform. You're part of a community here, and we so value you listening and watching. Blaze Media is here for you. So when you subscribe, you're not only supporting a show, you're making your voice count. You're ensuring that truth has a platform today and for the next generation. Join Blaze TV today at blazetv.com/Pat. Get $20 off right now. So for as low as $8 a month on the annual plan, you can be part of shaping the future. That's blazetv.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is Unleashed.
Okay, so Ted Cruz had some things to say. He discussed FCC Chairman Brendan Carr yesterday, or whenever he did this podcast.
Kim will be fired. I think, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at. And again, we may ultimately be called to be a judge on that.
No.
Thank you, Ted.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Look, I like Brendan Carr. He's a
me
good
too.
guy. He's the chairman of the FCC. I work closely with him.
This is wrong.
But what
Thank
he
you.
said there is dangerous as hell.
For people that are listening, because this is going to be, quote, controversial, so I want to make sure we explain it clearly.
Pause it for a second. How in the world is that controversial? How? Somebody explain that to me. You got some splatter, but you can't explain how that's controversial. It's just constitutional what he said. It's following along with the First Amendment of the United States of America. That's all it is. It can't be controversial because it's absolutely right and carved in stone in this country. All right, let him go.
When you say no and it's dangerous, explain and run this out, the slippery slope that this can open, so that people understand why we're saying it.
So the Federal Communication Commission is in charge of granting broadcast licenses. So ABC, NBC, CBS, they have licenses from the FCC. It is true that under statute, they're required to be in the public interest. What he is saying is Jimmy Kimmel was lying. That's true. He was lying. And his lying to the American people is not in the public interest. And so he threatens explicitly, we're going to cancel ABC's license. We're going to take him off the air. So ABC cannot broadcast anymore.
Not good.
And I got to say, he threatens it. He says, we can do this the easy way, but we can do this the hard way.
Yeah.
And I got to say, that's right out of Goodfellas. That's right out of a mafioso coming into a bar going, nice bar you have here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. And I got to say, look, I understand. Jimmy Kimmel has mocked me so many times I cannot count. The corporate media, they are dishonest. They are liars. I hate what Jimmy Kimmel said. I am thrilled that he was fired. But let me tell you, if the government gets in the business of saying, we don't like what you, the media, have said, we're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like. That will end up bad for conservatives. It reminds me of, you and I are both fans of The Lord of the Rings. J.R.R. Tolkien. It reminds me of like the Ring of Power. And it is so attractive. It's sort of like conservatives are saying, wait, if we have government, we have power. We can ban the media. Let me tell you what will happen. Going down this road, there will come a time when a Democrat wins again. Wins the White House.
They will get rid of every
Democrat FCC.
America that's a conservative. They'll get rid of every podcast. They'll get rid of everybody on YouTube.
They will silence us. They will use this power, and they will use it ruthlessly. And that is dangerous. And by the way, in the Biden administration, they tried to go after and revoke Fox's license because they didn't like, and they say everything they say on Fox is hate speech. I'm sure they say everything you and I say is hate speech, is misinformation. Sure. They've defined anything counter to the leftist narrative as misinformation. Now, we just talked about Jimmy Kimmel was lying. But you know what? It's interesting. Brendan said, "Well, gosh, they slandered Charlie Kirk and his family. You know what? If they slandered him, there's already a remedy. There's a remedy of defamation. ABC could be sued. And by the way, you get a defamation lawsuit, you could pay millions of dollars. Let that process play out. I think it is unbelievably dangerous for government to put itself in the position of saying, we're going to decide what speech we like and what we don't, and we're going to threaten to take you off air if we don't like what you're saying. And it might feel good right now to threaten Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
But when it is used to silence every conservative in America, we will regret it. And so, again, I like Brendan Carr, but we should not be in this business. We should denounce it. It's fine to say what Jimmy Kimmel said was deplorable, it was disgraceful, and he should be off air, but we shouldn't be threatening government power to force him off air.
Right.
That's a real mistake.
Yes. Exactly what we said last
Thank
week.
you. No problem, Ted. We appreciate you listening.
But I mean, just look at the difference between the left and the right now. On the left, you've got their predominant voices, and their politicians in D.C. are dancing on Charlie Kirk's grave and celebrating his death and endorsing the demons that make up the base of the Democrat Party. On the right, we're trying to have an actual conversation about the constitutionality of silencing political opponents. We're thinking this through. We're having a thoughtful conversation. I think Charlie Kirk would be proud. We're actually trying to talk this through as opposed to just have this emotional reaction that we can't succumb to.
And it's something Charlie felt super strongly about.
Yes, he did.
And was very clear on. So if you're trying to honor his memory and forward his work, then you certainly don't want people silenced by the government. That is the wrong way to take this thing.
Yes.
Can't do it. We just can't do it. Not only because, yes, it'll come back to bite us later, but also it's just the wrong thing to do. It's just unconstitutional. We've got a constitution that protects speech that we don't like. God, we've talked about it so many times.
For this very reason.
Yeah. I mean, nobody cares about, hey, you know what? It's a beautiful day. And I think everybody should go out in the sunshine and enjoy. Nobody's going to try to silence that speech. Nobody cares about that.
They actually did during COVID when you suggested sunshine would be actually a good thing for your body.
Right. But, the only speech worth protecting is speech we don't like.
Correct.
So, now, Jimmy Kimmel is a little bit different story. First of all, let's set the FCC thing aside for a minute. They should have fired him a long time ago because his ratings suck. He's lost 50% of his audience in 10 years.
You missed your window there.
And he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He wished us all dead. He wished us all dead that didn't agree with him. And
Didn't care.
Didn't care.
And people, I saw one interview where he was asked, what about half your audience? I don't care about him. I don't want them listening to me. Okay, well, they're not.
There you go.
They're not.
And
now you don't have a gig, so don't come crying to us now.
But actually,
too late.
What is so delicious about this now is that ABC, I mean, Glenn mentioned we got the guy who shot the holes through the affiliate windows.
Yeah.
That guy was far left, his online rantings. But what is so delicious now is that ABC is now backed into a corner where they have to put him back on the air, or else they're going to have even more problems from the left. And so now they can continue to lose money with his terrible ratings, and it's going to be hysterical.
Have they said they're putting him back?
No, but I'm just saying that if
you think they will?
Because if they don't, then the demons on the left will be like, oh, you capitulated to Donald Trump. Shame on you, ABC. And then they're going to have protests at all their affiliates around the country.
It's going to be interesting to see if they bring him back. That's a tough move.
Think?
I don't know. I have thought they're probably going to fire him.
I felt that they would as well until this fallout.
Yeah.
That the left has been giving, and now they don't want to look like they're giving in to
That
Trump.
would really suck if they bring him back now, because then it's a big win for those crybabies who are saying, "You can't David Kimmel, he's really funny." No, first of all, he's not. Secondly, yes, they can fire him because his ratings suck and he's not worth it. He's not worth it.
I think that's what lawyers are discussing now.
Yeah,
and maybe,
no doubt.
And maybe they do what they did to Colbert, right? And maybe they do bring him back and say, you're
going to be off next year.
Yeah, when the contract's up, we're not renewing it. You're done. We'll give you the next
possible
the next 7 months, which most places don't necessarily like doing.
Mm-hmm.
You give places your notice, and they're like, I'll give you 2 weeks.
You're
No,
right.
go ahead.
No.
Get out now.
Yeah, you're done now. Because they're worried about what you're going to say.
Or
then,
I thought they were always worried about the stuff I would take, but that's another story.
Right. That's a Jeff Fisher specific story, actually. Right. Yeah. Over the weekend, President Trump posted an open letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi. Interesting. Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, because you remember last week we have this thing right here. Mm-hmm. Where are we going? Are we going to take anybody?
Number of arrest.
And put them in handcuffs here for all these things?
So from Donald J. Trump, he writes, Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially, same old story as last time. All talk, no action. Nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done. Then we almost put a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past. A woke rhino who was never going to do his job. That's why 2 of the worst Dem senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and said he quit and that we had no case. No, I fired him, and there is a great case, and many lawyers and legal pundits say so. Lindsay Halligan is a really good lawyer and likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served now. President DJT.
Wow.
Ooh, that's strong.
Wow.
Wow is right.
You can see where he whited out. So get to it.
Get to it.
Man. Yeah, I mean, I think she deserves it, but let's get going here. Let's get going on any number of issues. But he also had some things to say about autism, which is weird, at the Charlie Kirk event.
And tomorrow we're going to have one of the biggest announcements, really medically, I think, in the history of our country. We're going to be doing it with Bobby and Oz and all of the professionals. I think you're going to find it to be amazing. I think we found an answer to autism. How about that? Autism.
How about
tomorrow,
that?
We're going to be talking
weird form
in the Oval
for
Office in the White House.
Time and place.
Weird. Yeah.
About autism.
Time and place is right. Yeah. Why are we talking about autism at the Charlie Kirk
Because he had to have a little stump speech at the memorial there.
I mean, there's going to be plenty of opportunity after the event ends, and then you talk to the president and you can say it then. Or
So we already have that breaking news
We
this morning?
do. According to the administration, Tylenol, while pregnant, could potentially rise the risk of developing autism.
This was announced. This actually was announced at least a week or more ago, where they hadn't been official, obviously, from Keith's boy yet. Mm-hmm. But they talked about because they always advise pregnant women just take Tylenol, and they now are saying that that's what's causing, what could be causing the autism.
Wow.
I know.
So when a pregnant mother takes Tylenol during the pregnancy,
that affects the baby.
It affects the
that
baby.
could give the baby autism.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's weird.
And they're going to...
wow. I mean, that would cause a huge rise, wouldn't it? That would cause a massive spike. Because how many pregnant women take Tylenol?
A lot.
My wife.
Probably all of them.
Yeah.
My wife.
A lot.
Almost all of them. Wow. That's
and
fascinating.
The administration is going to start exploring the use of leucovorin, a drug used for cancer and anemia, to treat those with autism.
Okay. So that's the other part of the
Yes, that's the other part
announcement?
of the announcement.
Wait, say that again.
They're going to...
What was
the drug?
The leucovorin to treat those with autism.
And that's supposed to make them better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That makes, if they take that means that they're just awe instead of the tism?
Okay.
No, they're tism without the awe.
Goes
yeah,
away.
they're just tism
just
then.
Tism then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You just have tism, which is way better than
We just learned time
autism.
and place, Fisher.
I guess.
We
Okay.
just learned time and place.
Yeah, time and place.
No, I'm asking you a question. I want to know.
We just learned about time and place.
Wow. Okay, so is that the only big announcement then?
That's far what the officials have let the media, like New York Post.
That's unexpected. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I bet Tylenol doesn't
They're not
like that very much.
I was just going to say, Tylenol stock.
Dropped just now. Wow, they barely survived the 80s Tylenol tainting scandal.
But that doesn't affect the adults.
Came back strong from that.
Obviously, what they're saying is,
right. But when you're pregnant,
you
got aches and pains.
And that's the drug of choice.
Can you take aspirin? Because I thought Tylenol was supposed to be the safe one, and now they're finding maybe not so much for the baby.
Right.
Wow. Interesting. All right. Well, have a great rest of your day. We will be back for overtime later on this morning, and then we'll see you back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.